Good afternoon, everybody. We did say we'd go live if a severe thunderstorm warning were to be issued, and we do, in fact, have a severe thunderstorm warning now outside Columbus, Ohio. For those of you watching in Indiana, you guys are in the clear here for tonight. All thunderstorm activity has left Indiana and is now focused primarily in central Ohio. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for quarter-size hail and winds up to 50 miles per hour. It is moving east at 25 miles per hour. It is for west central Fairfield County in central Ohio here. Here's Columbus here for reference. Coming into the Lancaster area here, just north of Lancaster, coming into the Carroll area here, probably momentarily. Let's see where pull up a tool here to track the hail here. There you go. So right now your hail core is just outside of Carroll here, getting ready to cross US 33 in central Ohio. Groveport, you guys are in the clear, including Obetz and Columbus. It is just to the east, southeast of Columbus here. This is for, I believe, Fairfield County, Ohio, in central Ohio, just outside Lancaster, Ohio here. Again, this severe thunderstorm warning does continue here for the next 12 minutes or so. We've had a few reports of hail throughout Ohio here. You can see our severe thunderstorm warning here in orange, and then these little blue polygons here outside. Those are special weather statements, all for thunderstorms that are below severe criteria. Again, this one here for Mansfield, 50 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. So again, decently sized hail in a lot of these thunderstorms here, again, across Ohio. We've had reports of both hail and graupel being reported across the state. Some impressive graupel accretions, might I add. Some graupel has been accumulated or accreted up to a half an inch, if not more. Pretty crazy to see that graupel accretion across Ohio. Graupel in itself is kind of like popcorn snow, if you will. It's not true hail, but when it hits the ground, it bounces off and looking like Dippin' Dots. But every once in a while, it can grow to a humongous size, and we've seen that today across Ohio. This is thanks to those snowflakes. A lot of the graupel is started by snowflakes, and then as the snowflakes bounce around, they hit super cold water droplets, and that creates a rim of ice. The process is called rimming or riming, and as that process continues and those snowflakes bounce around, the graupel gets larger thereof. Again, right now, your center of your hail core is just to the south of Baltimore here in Fairfield County, Ohio. Moving into the Carroll area. Carroll, you're probably just your strongest hail core just off to your east there. Again, if I had to guess, the hail size has shrunk. I know it's still warned for 1 inch. I guess here on radar, I'm not seeing 1 inch hail anymore on radar. So that is good news here. If you guys are from the Carroll area or from central Ohio, please, send us your reports. Let us know what you're seeing. We've had numerous reports today of hail size ranging from pea size all the way up to nickel size, and then some graupel mixing in there too. We've had lots of reports of graupel and small hail today, and this is largely because of the amount of cold air that we have aloft here today. Surface temperatures are in the 40s and 50s across the majority of Ohio, but you go up a couple thousand feet, we're well below freezing. In fact, you don't have to go up too high before you're below zero in the upper parts of the atmosphere. So plenty of cold air here today, and that difference of temperature between the surface and the upper parts of the atmosphere really creates a lift and instability needed for thunderstorms. We call that thermodynamics. We really need good thermodynamics to have our thunderstorms here today, and we have had that here today. Again, this thunderstorm warning does expire in 9 minutes. We'll see if they reissue it. That'll include the new Lexington area, if they do go ahead and reissue that. But right now, your hail core has shrunk, which is good news for portions of Fairfield County, Ohio. Again, your strongest part of the cell is just south of the Baltimore area, getting ready to cross State Road 37. So coming up to 37 here, just to the north of Lancaster. But again, not as strong as it once was. Closer to the Groveport area. So that is good news here for central Ohio. This storm is weakening on radar. And again, a lot of these updrafts have really come in spurts where you see rapid strengthening and then you see rapid weakening. That's really the environment that we have here today. Really supports brief periods of strengthening updrafts before they weaken again and dissipate. But nonetheless, during those times of strengthening, does allow for those hail sizes to grow and perhaps reach severe criteria, which we see here in central Ohio. Moving the radar a little bit further north here, the next strongest cell to keep an eye on is near the Galeon area outside of Mansfield, Ohio. This is northern Ohio. Again, this special weather statement is warned for penny-sized hail for a strong thunderstorm near Bucharest, moving east at 30 miles per hour. And this is for 50-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So again, smaller hail. You can see your hail core there in this cell just to the northwest of Galeon there, right on US 30 here, south of North Robinson there. Some pretty strong hail there. And then as we move south here, this is our severe thunderstorm here. And again, this is, let me change radar here. So this is kind of the bad thing about central Ohio. You really have a large radar gap here. You're really far away between Cleveland and Wilmington, Ohio here. And again, our severe thunderstorm warning is for quarter-size hail and 50 miles per hour winds here, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Some of these storms have actually been moving a lot faster than that. This is a slower storm that we have here. We've had some storms moving closer to 40, 45 miles an hour. So still nonetheless a severe thunderstorm warning. So do be in your safe place for this, as there could still be some hail up to quarter size in diameter, which is 1 inch in diameter. But the good news is here, recent radar trends here have really weakened this thunderstorm here. Not seeing really much in the way of a severe hail core anymore. So my guess is they're going to allow this warning to expire or be canceled here over the next few minutes here in Fairfield County, Ohio. If we were to see a re-intensifying updraft here, right where my mouse is, where that blue is, we would see a real consolidated area of deeper colors. We'd see some whites in there. You can see the bar up here. We're down here at the bottom of the bar here for what we're seeing in terms of updraft. If we were to see strengthening, we'd see some yellows, reds, and even whites or grays. That's really indicative of a strengthening updraft. And what we're seeing here is that of a weakening updraft, which is good news here for Fairfield County, Ohio. But nonetheless, there is enough confidence to go ahead and issue a severe thunderstorm warning by the National Weather Service. They had that confidence there. Let me see if it was, source radar indicated. So they had enough confidence via radar to go ahead and issue that severe thunderstorm warning for central Ohio. But good news is right now it's really not looking too impressive on radar here anymore, which is good news. So as we look throughout the rest of the area here, let me switch radars here and go back full. We'll go back north here. Your cold front's really sitting right in here. And this is really largely associated with an upper level trough that is moving through. We call this a cold core setup, where we have a lot of cold air aloft with mild, more warmer temperatures at the surface. It's really a thermodynamic driven setup here, where we have a difference in temperatures giving us that instability needed for thunderstorms. And that's really the setup that we had here today across northeast Indiana, eastern Indiana, and central Ohio. Again, a few special weather statements still in effect here. Probably the strongest storm right now is actually not the one that severe thunderstorm warned anymore. This one was strong at one time, but it has since weakened. And my guess is they're going to let that expire. And there you go. Your severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled now for Fairfield County, Ohio. So Lancaster, Baltimore, you guys are in the clear. Could still have some small hail in there, perhaps pea-sized, and maybe some graupel mixing in there too, which will bounce around and kind of look like hail, but it is not hail. As we move further north here near the Mansfield area, again, this is kind of your strongest storm right now in Ohio, really tapping into that cold core loft. You can see your core right on US 30 here, just to the northeast of Galeon, coming into the Mansfield area here, tracking right along US 30 here. Probably some small hail in there, pea size. I know the special weather statement has it for half-inch size hail, which would be a little bit larger than penny-sized, but could also be some graupel in there too. We've had some reports of graupel up to almost 3/4 of an inch in diameter across portions of Ohio, which is just monumentous in terms of graupel. For those of you that have never heard of the term a graupel or don't really know what that is, graupel forms, it looks like hail. It can intimidate hail. It falls and it bounces on the ground like hail. However, graupel doesn't leave any dents in your vehicles like hail would. Graupel originates in the air as a snowflake. It starts to snowflake, And as it falls through an area where water droplets are super cooled. They're liquid, but they're below freezing. And as that snowflake falls through the atmosphere, it bounces around and it interacts with these super cooled water droplets. And those water droplets freeze to the snowflake, almost creating a shell of ice. Think of it as like an M&M. You have that thick candy shell with a snowflake in the middle. That's really the process that we have going on here. And as that snowflake bounces around, it bumps into more water droplets, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger until ultimately gravity takes over and it falls to the ground as graupel. But that bouncing around or riming process, as it's called, can lead to some pretty large graupel sizes, and we've had that here today. Large reports over around the Dayton area, Springfield area, close to 3/4 of an inch in diameter, which is huge. We even had a report in Wells County, Indiana, around a 1/2 inch to 0.7 in diameter of graupel. So again, graupel can get pretty big. So, and we did see an extension here of the special weather statement here. Let's see if they increased the hail size here. They left it 50 miles per hour in penny-sized hail here for northern Ohio, including the Mansfield area. Again, this is moving east-southeast right along US 30 here. Probably going to split Lexington and Mansfield. It's probably going to go right between you guys there over the next 15 to 10 minutes here. Again, we'll stay on here for a few more minutes here. Again, we try to go live every time there is a severe thunderstorm warning issued across Indiana or Ohio. And again, the severe thunderstorm warning that we had here has been replaced with a special weather statement. Again, this is for Fairfield County, Ohio, just to the north of Lancaster. They reduced it to penny-sized hail. Again, this was a severe thunderstorm warning for 50 miles per hour winds and quarter-sized hail, which is 1 inch diameter, but that has since been downgraded to a special weather statement. So again, here throughout the rest of the evening here, we're going to continue seeing scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the entire state of Ohio. But do expect these to become a little more decreased in number, especially now that we're losing our sunlight. Our sun is beginning to go down. We're losing that daytime heating component, really needed to allow our air parcels to rise, allow our cumulus nimbus clouds to really grow and tap into that cold air aloft. We're losing our energy in the atmosphere associated with our daytime heating. So as we continue to get darker and lose the sunlight, our thunderstorms will continue to be less numerous in number and be weaker in number as well. But nonetheless, over the next few hours here, a few of these could be strong with hail up to about 1/2 inch in diameter and gusty winds to 50 miles per hour. A lot of times when you get these cold core setups, if you get a stronger updraft, cold air is really dense and heavy, and sometimes those downdrafts can pull that dense, heavy air down to the ground, whether it's a microburst or downburst, and you can get some stronger winds coming down to the surface. So a lot of these have had 50 mile per hour wind tags in them just because of the cold air that's being brought down to the surface by our strong downdrafts. Again, the one up here in northern Ohio, 50 miles per hour, penny-sized hail outside the Galion area, moving into the Lexington area and Mansfield area here over the next few minutes. Brian, Indiana is in the clear. We had some stronger storms here today, but as we look on Indiana's radar here, there's not really a whole lot going on. We had this stream set up for both Indiana and Ohio just because there was an even risk across eastern Indiana and central Ohio for both strong to locally severe thunderstorms here today. We had a lot of hail reports here in southeast Indiana, outside Cincinnati, between Columbus and Richmond. A lot of hail reports in here. And then we had quite a bit of hail reports around the Fort Wayne area. Fort Wayne seeing some small hail anywhere between pea to dime size, and even some graupel reports mixed in here too. Across the region. Some of the largest reports coming from Wells County and Dayton County, or not Dayton County, Dayton, Ohio, and Wells County, Indiana. Anywhere between 1/2 inch to 0.75 inches in diameter for graupel, which is just monumentous for graupel. Very seldom do you see graupel become that large. So, and again, right now, Columbus, Ohio, you guys are in the clear. We had a severe thunderstorm warning a few minutes ago. That has been degraded for Fairfield County outside of Lancaster. Again, this severe thunderstorm that prompted the warning has weakened below severe criteria. Right now, it is currently has a special weather statement on it for penny-sized hail, again, moving east at 25 miles an hour. So again, right now, your strongest storm is still up here, probably in northern Ohio, outside the Mansfield area here. Switch back to Cleveland here. There you can kind of see your hail core right in there. In fact, I'm actually going to pull up a tool here that we use for that just to see if we see anything. Hit play here. All right, so this updraft may have weakened a little bit as well. You can kind of see this little blue blob here. That's our updraft moving. It goes, disappears. So that's some good news here. Again, a lot of these updrafts are sporadic in nature. They pop up, they intensify, and they weaken rather quickly. That's really the dynamic setup that we have here today. They bubble up, they produce some hail, and then they weaken and dissipate. With that being said here, guys, again, Indiana is in the clear as of right now. No more thunderstorm chances the rest of the night. There is something I will talk about here briefly. Going into tomorrow, tomorrow's going to be very windy, and that goes for region-wide, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, with the strongest winds being across Indiana, Northwest Ohio, and Michigan. Some wind gusts could top 50 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon, especially early afternoon. So some very, very strong winds out of the southwest moving to northeast. So southwest and northeast winds here tomorrow could top 40 to 50 miles per hour perhaps across Indiana, Northwest Ohio, and Michigan as well. Again, a lot of wind advisories are in effect here, and I'll actually turn that on here real quick to show you all the wind advisories that we have here. Give me just a second here. I'll turn those on here. All right, so all these boxes in brown, you can see here, all of central and northern Indiana and a lot of western Ohio are on a wind advisory again. And this wind advisory is in effect for tomorrow afternoon. Again, gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Difficulty driving as well. Sustained winds at 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 55 miles per hour possible across Indiana, Ohio. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some wind advisories added or special weather statements at minimum issued for parts of Michigan as well. Again, so temperatures are going to get rather warm tomorrow, close to 50s and 60s across Indiana and Ohio. But with that comes really, really strong winds. So something I will note here before hopping off here. Again, looking around the area here, we're clear across Michigan and Indiana. No severe risk for you guys here for the rest of the night, as all of our thunderstorm activity has moved into central Ohio, really from a line extending from Bellefontaine to Mansfield, just south of Cleveland, maybe the Akron area as well, but really areas further south. And this will continue here over the next couple of hours. But we do expect thunderstorms to become less numerous in number as we move throughout the evening here and as we lose our daylight. So we're losing our daylight heating. So with that being said here, guys, I assume you're talking about March 4th, Brienne, for our next system. Yeah, right now it's trending as just rain. There could be a few embedded thunderstorms as well. We're still a little ways out from that system. So still quite a few details to be ironed out for that. We'll have some outlooks posted here and forecasts with rain totals, precipitation types, and amounts in the coming days as we get closer to that system. But that would be our next system, our next big system that's on deck. That'll be coming early next week. So we do have another system on the way, but looking to bring mostly rain to Indiana and Ohio, perhaps a few thunderstorms. Severe weather is not expected at this time. There could be significant severe weather, though, further south across Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas. These areas down here across Dixie Alley from the Ozarks, lower Appalachians, and then the Gulf Coast states will be needed to watch very closely for severe weather, for all hazards are on the table down here. But nothing like that is expected up here across the Ohio Valley and lower Great Lakes next week. Just rain for us and perhaps a few rumbles of thunder, but we'll monitor trends and see how that goes here over the next few days or so. We'll have some outlooks posted, rainfall amounts, precipitation types as we get closer here. So with that being said here, guys, we're probably going to hop out here. We'll continue to watch radar here behind the scenes, and we'll pop up back on here if we do manage to get another severe thunderstorm warning again. We'll take a look here at our strongest cell here, which is in northern Ohio. Again, we kind of lost our deeper colors here associated with our hail core here. So that's good news here. And with the majority of these storms here, we really are seeing a weakening trend here across the board, which is as expected. We're losing our daylight. We're losing our daytime heating. That's our buoyancy that allows our air parcels to really rise and become unstable. So having said that, we've lost that. But nonetheless, a few strong storms are possible here over the next couple of hours here. But I wouldn't expect any severe weather or strong storms really after 9 p.m. So really between now and 9 p.m. is really the timetable we're looking at for some small hail and perhaps some rumbles of thunder or some lightning activity as well. But nonetheless, here we did have a brief severe thunderstorm warning here for Fairfield County, but this storm has weakened significantly and no longer poses a threat to property. So with that being said here, we're probably going to hop out here. And if we see another severe thunderstorm warning be issued, we will pop back on and we will cover it here. Couple comments in here wishing for thunder and lightning in Michigan. Yeah, you guys will see some thunderstorms here soon. They'll become more common here as we get into the later parts of spring. Again, it's still technically winter. Meteorological spring does start on Saturday, so we are 2 days away, less than 2 days away from the first start of meteorological spring. So we're getting closer. We'll see more chances for that as well. So with that being said here, we'll probably hop out of here. Take care, guys. And again, we'll watch radar here behind the scenes. And if another severe thunderstorm warning does pop up, we'll pop back in here and we'll cover it for you. But the severe thunderstorm warning for Fairfield County has been allowed to expire. And this storm is no longer causing a risk to property at this time. So with that being said here, we'll pop out of here and we will see you guys next time.